Oh, I couldn't wait to bring you this. Lisa touched on it yesterday. A new attack on President Trump, not from the media, not from Democrats, but from within one of the most sacred institutions in our nation. This is only the first of two videos I'm doing today. The second one will be over on Lisa's channel. I'll put a link above. Make sure you watch it for me. A high-ranking official just stepped up to the microphone and unloaded a blistering 18-minute tirade aimed squarely at Trump's presidency. All under the veil of judicial independence, but she wasn't the only one. No, there was a series of attacks. So if you think you're upset by everything that's occurring and going against President Trump, just wait, because this video is going to make your blood boil. But again, that's only video one. Because the second one over on Lisa's channel, I go deeper. I go into a 46-page document that just was released by President Trump. It has both Republicans and Democrats going insane. Some are calling it heartless. Others just plain terrified. So what did Trump just drop on Washington that's causing this bipartisan panic? Well, I want you to make sure, again, you get over to Lisa Haven's channel, watch my video for me today, subscribe to her while you're there, because this document could change everything you thought you knew about who's really in control. And I'll be back with you here in just 1 minute. So Lisa got the privilege of covering this yesterday first. Ketanji Brown Jackson sharply condemns Trump's attack on judges. What did she say exactly? And what are the implications towards what she said? The attacks are not random. They seem designed to intimidate those of us who serve in this critical capacity. This is what a Supreme Court justice stated, by the way, in an unprecedented and dangerous outburst. A sitting Supreme Court justice took it upon herself to launch a veiled but unmistakable verbal assault on the President of the United States of America from a stage at a judges' conference, no less. She didn't need to say his name because the target was crystal clear. She called it the elephant in the room. This wasn't just a speech, it was a warning shot. The judiciary, already corrupted by activist overreach, now openly attempting to discredit, intimidate, and control the executive branch. Are we kidding? This is far beyond inappropriate. This is a constitutional crisis unfolding in real time. So let's go further. Let's break it down further. Though she did not mention Trump by name, Jackson said she was addressing the elephant in the room. We all know who that is, obviously, right? Jackson urged her judicial colleagues to show raw courage to dispense justice without fear. I urge you to keep going, keep doing what is right for our country. I do believe that history will vindicate your service. What does she mean by that? Jackson's unusually pointed comments received a standing ovation. That's the most disturbing part, isn't it? In the strongest public statement by any member of the Supreme Court since the Trump administration began denouncing judges who blocked Trump's policies on immigration, of which they should have no say, in my humble opinion. In firing government workers and halting federal grants and contracts, but they won't stand for it, right? But the courts did a lot over the last 24 hours, didn't they? And they're showing their teeth even worse. Judicial Watch in this lawsuit files $30 million wrongful death lawsuit against U.S. government on behalf of Ashley Babbitt's husband and the estate, but it was the response that was shocking. A former attorney for the family of Ashley Babbitt shot and killed by a Capitol police officer while climbing through a window near the House chamber on January 6th, says a national journalist informed him yesterday a financial settlement had been reached. A journalist informed him. In the late afternoon, May 1st, 2025, the attorney received a call from a journalist of a national mainstream news outlet. The journalist stated that he had information from a very reliable source that the parties had reached a settlement agreement for unspecified amount of money, because I doubt they'll ever tell us. The journalist inquired whether the attorney wished to confirm the settlement, but it appears nobody knew of this settlement. Also, her husband, Aaron, is a plaintiff. Julie Kelly putting this out. They are suing the U.S. government under Federal Tort Claims Act for assault, negligence, negligent supervision, negligent training, and wrongful death. $30 million lawsuit. Holy crap. Julie Kelly comes back out. The judge, Anna Reyes, who we've covered many times, a Biden appointee, she's screaming at both sides about who knew about the proposed settlement. This is our court system that pretends to be above the law, pretends to act as the president of the United States. Our intention is to settle this case, the DOJ states. She is again berating one of the plaintiff's attorneys. This is why these cases need to be televised, just like the Supreme Court. But they don't do that. I wonder why, huh? Julie Kelly seconds it. Just like appellate courts and the Supreme Court of the United States, these have to be televised. She is screaming at Babbitt lawyer over a temporary restraining order, now denied, filed by a former lawyer on the case who wants 25% of this settlement. And we'll learn more about this on Monday. But again, not the end. Judge rules Trump executive order targeting law firm Perkins Coie is unconstitutional, but it's within her ruling. A 102-page decision. You find the absolute hatred they have for the executive branch. A federal judge ruled Friday that President Trump's executive order targeting the law firm Perkins Coie is unconstitutional and permanently blocked the administrations from enforcing it. So let's look at this. There's a judge involved in the case. There's her 102-page ruling. We'll read the top and the bottom. No American president has ever issued executive orders like this before. Like the one at issue in this lawsuit targeting a prominent law firm with adverse actions to be executed by all executive branch agencies, but in purpose and effect, this action draws from a playbook as old as Shakespeare. Who penned the phrase, "The first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers"? When Shakespeare's character, a rebel leader intent on becoming king, suggests he promptly incorporates this tactic as part of his plan to assume power. Now, what did you mean by that, Judge Howell? Man, that seems to be an opinion. I'd really like some case law, please. But at the end of the day, what has she ruled down on page 102? Sorry about that, skipping around a little bit. Plaintiffs, therefore, is entitled to a permanent injunction barring enforcement of any portion of the executive order. The government's motion to dismiss is denied. The courts, again, acting as the executive branch. I just have to take a deep breath. I give you example after I've never seen a court system this weaponized. Yes, there was cases against President Trump. Yes, they worked against him vigilantly to destroy him. But now they're attacking we, the people, and our mandate for change. And I deem that unacceptable. Tanya Brown, that wasn't just a speech. That was a political campaign. And now, and if you're not furious yet, just wait. We've seen attacks like this before. But not like this. Not to this level. Not to this consistency. And we have important cases before these judges right now. Court documents reveal further criminal activity of would-be Trump assassin Ryan Routh. Remember? Ryan Routh's attorney wants to bar the DOJ from introducing evidence that their client was in touch with a human trafficker in Mexico about smuggling Afghans into the U.S. last year. They don't want that out. Will the court allow it the way things are going? Probably. Why would we want the proper evidence to convict? Routh's defense attorney said Monday that they're okay with the DOJ presenting evidence of their client's communication with Romero from last September, but not from earlier that year. Only this portion, please. It's unbelievable when you read these transcripts. Blocking multiple conversations, especially the ones that they don't want out, about actively attempting to bring Afghans into the country. For what? Why? Why were you paying cash? I'll show you the text. Last night, the DOJ released texts between Ryan Routh and a Mexican human smuggler about smuggling Afghans into the U.S. These texts showed that the smuggler was going to drop the Afghans off at the border and have them apply for asylum. They even discussed the possibility of flying them straight into the country. However, the Mexican wanted $1,800 apiece for the job, which Routh couldn't pay for. But don't questions abound about this case? The one that's about to be litigated in what we're viewing now as an absolutely weaponized court system. Text after text about communication, about smuggling these guys in. Routh ultimately coming out and saying, I could only afford to pay about $800 to $1,000 per piece. So many questions in this case. So you remember the pictures, right? This guy received the Presidential Medal of Honor from Biden, there with Ryan Routh. But never forget that there's a lot of pictures with that guy, huh? Can't make these up. Not Photoshop, not AI. No, that's as real as the day is long. And if one wasn't enough, there's two for you. You want me to go larger so you get a really good picture of it? And we want this case corrupted in the court system? I think not. Many questions unanswered. And to make matters even more strange for you, Trump's hotel, restaurant, and lawsuit. Who sued him? The same chef. Andres planned to open a restaurant in Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C. in 2016 after Donald Trump made disparaging comments about illegal Mexican immigrants in June of 2015. Andres withdrew from the contract with the Trump organization, which then sued him. Andres countersued and the parties reached a settlement in April of 2017. No, there was no ill intent there. No hard feelings, right? One of my favorite titles ever. Yeah, this is sus. If you don't know what that means, this is suspect. That's our court systems right now. That's the ongoing trial. And be prepared for this one, by the way. This is what I'm going to do at Restricted Republic very, very soon. So if you haven't gotten over there, I need you to get to restrictedrepublic.com today. That's Lisa Haven and my channel we created, we own, beholden to no one but our audience. Audience-funded news in the way you deserve it for stories like this, because I got a lot to say. Also, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure you get over to Lisa's channel. Check out the video I did today. Because stories like this. Breaking. Germany's AfD party is declared definitely right-wing extremist. Boy, that sounds familiar, huh? And why do you think they declared that? Because they started leading in the polls and Germany got nervous. Whoa, wait now. So much information around this that parallels what happened to Trump and we the people. Or the MAGA party, as they called it. And I'm going to go in great detail because you deserve to understand the parallels of what happens in global politics that directly align with what happened here, because at the moment, under the Biden administration, we were part of the global political order. Trump is shattering that, and it's why you're seeing such resistance from Democrats, from the media, and now from the courts, because they will do anything in their power to stop him. I love you all. Until next time, Godspeed and God bless. Justus Knight, signing out.